So I said, listen, I said, Jesus did not die so you can go see your grandmother. What is this? He didn't want Jesus, he just wanted his grandmother. It's all messed up right now. People are messed up a little bit. Their heads are messed up. I'm sorry, I lost my filter. I say it like it is. So if you get offended, I don't care. I'm not here to please you, you know. I'm not going to stand before the judgment seat of you. I'm going to stand before the judgment seat of Christ. And I am, believe me, I'm getting ready for that moment, even now. I had an experience in 2015 that really changed my life. And that's why I'm talking like this to you. I was in the hospital almost dead. Almost dead. Congestive heart failure. The doctor said, had I been late one day, I'd be dead. One day. My ejection fraction was down to 14. You nurses, how many of you are nurses here? If it's under 20, you know where the heart pumps, you know? Mine was down to 14. Anything under 20, you're dead. It's actually amazing. I survived. They began to give me all these drugs like LASIK and to pump all the stuff out of me. 2 weeks in ICU. And all the people I thought were my friends didn't even bother calling. I'm serious. It's terrible. When you are in need, you know who your friends are. And the ones that called, I didn't expect them to call. The first man to call me was Pat Robertson. And he's been my friend a long time. The second one, Bonke. Reinhard Bonke. Reinhard flew in and sat there with me in the room. True friend. But people who used to come to my crusades, whom I made them known to the world, didn't even call. Not even one of them called. It's okay. Who cares? It's all about Jesus, not people. But you know, the thing is, you wake up to reality, you know, when you go through something like that. And then I see these nurses in the hospital who weren't even Christians, some of them. But they knew who I was. One guy, he didn't look like normal, you know. He had too many tattoos on him. And I don't, oh my. Had I seen that guy on the street, I would probably cross the street, gone the other way. But he was one of my nurses. And he came to take, every day they would come and take blood. And I got so tired of them putting those needles inside of me. And I said, do you have to do this again? Every few hours, here you come, I had holes everywhere in my body. He says, it's time you listen to me now. He said, I watched you when I was a kid on TV. And you always told us to trust in the Lord. I'm telling you now, have faith. That's what he said. He did not even look like a Christian. He looked like somebody who came from some planet, space, But my goodness, I saw such love with those people who didn't look right, They showed the real love of Jesus came out of these nurses, male nurses and female nurses, and they were crying when I left the hospital. They were rejoicing. It was wonderful. My doctor, who was, I guess he was somewhat of a Christian, I'm not sure, Tiansang, he's from the Philippines. He grabs my hand, He starts crying. The guy starts crying. He says, I know who you are, and I will not let you die. And I thought, oh my God, I'm dying. I didn't know it was so bad, He says, I won't let you die. Okay, thank you. So I come out of the hospital, and I have a dream, and this is what changed me. That's why I'm like that now, you know. I have a dream, so real, so vivid, so powerful. I'm standing, what seemed to be in heaven, with a group of preachers. I didn't know who they were. I didn't see their faces. We were all standing in this line together, dressed in white robes of all things. And I saw the Lord on the right side of this most beautiful gate, massive gate, sparkling with looked like diamonds on it. And then across the way I see a lady I knew, Jeannie Clattenburg, who is in heaven now. She died years ago with cancer in Orlando. Her husband is Alex Clattenburg, who has a big church there in Orlando. And she's sitting on this beautiful organ, playing the organ. And she used to play the organ in church all the time. And I see the Lord doing this. And suddenly the gates open. And she played the most beautiful music came out of that organ. And then the second person, the same thing, and so on. And then the Lord did this. You know, he didn't say a word, he just, yes or no. And when he did this, two massive individuals, most likely angels, I don't know, they came and took that man out of the line, one man, and when he turned around, I saw his face, the fear that struck that man was, I mean, I can still, you know, see it. And then she played, I don't know why, one day I'll find out in heaven, but she played this frightening thing came out of that organ. And then one after another, some yes and some no, but mostly yes, thank God. And then my turn came. Am I going to get in or not? And nothing happened. The Lord just didn't do this and didn't do that. And I woke up. And I'm waking up hearing his voice, like I'm waking up with an audible voice that says, I'm watching you, do not blow it. Well, that's scary. You say, well, how could this be? Look, let's be real. Paul the Apostle said, if I do not put my body under subjection, I will be a castaway. Read it there in Corinthians. So if Paul the Apostle could be rejected after all that he experienced, who are we? So it's time really to take our faith seriously. This is not a game. This is not about ministry and you know, popularity and all this. No, it's about what the Lord says and thinks. Dear Eddie Long, you know, came to see me one day after all the people saw on the news. That man was scared to death. He wanted to know what I thought. I said, it's not what I think. And I had never met him before, I said, it's not me. It's what he thinks. And later on, he had cancer and died. Who cares what your pastor thinks about you or your friends? What does Jesus say about you? That's what will determine, that's what will decide if you are in or out. Yeah, hell is a real place. It's in the Bible. I'll never forget one time in Louisiana, I was preaching at a church, and I'm down the aisle, and I'm asking people, are you born again? Yes. Are you born again? Yes. And one old man, very nasty looking, he said, no. And I do not believe in God. He was so arrogant. And I don't believe in the devil. And I don't believe in heaven, and I do not believe in hell. I said, you will when you get there. Yeah, it's there. You know, people today deny the existence of God, and yet Read the horoscope. They're not all there, are they? They deny the existence of God, but they believe in the existence of some supernatural power to tell them their future.
Thank you very much for watching. May the good Lord bless you as you have watched this video. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe notification button to follow for more of our updates. Thank you.